left in the state police logo or what?
Well, apparently we're recording. I hope it records. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'll go around the room here real quick. Everybody we got, just introduce yourself. Go around the room.
Alphabetically.
I'll tell the person.
If you look at my name's under my wife, so I don't know which one to go by right now. So,
Steve, go first. Give your credentials.
Steve Swistak was an co-owner of Downstate CrossFit, 3 times games athlete, friend of all jackasses on this here. So that's all I got for you.
All right, Bob, go ahead.
Bob Jennings, I'm the co-owner of Offshore CrossFit, would be a 2-time games athlete. Games happened this year.
Jeb
Simmons, owner of Northfit Creamery, Homewood CrossFit, Port Atkinson, own it with my wife. Been to the games twice, hopefully 3 times if they have it this year. So
Clint Paddock, I don't own a gym. What am I, the only one? I got a real job. I've been to the games 3 times, hopefully 4, but I don't think the 4th one's happening.
Come on, Clint, gotta stay positive.
I am being positive.
Mike.
Mike Kern, one of the owners of CrossFit Garden City. I've been to the game 3 times.
And I'm Justin, and at Garden State Athletics. Hopefully it will be 4 years going to the games. At least figure I earned my spot at least, as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
guys, just talking to you guys about like not really having much of a voice as far as the Masters, I want to go over the workouts. Okay. Steve, did you do them all?
I didn't do any of them. I watched you guys.
So that's good. I want that opinion. Okay. All right. I actually I was pretty happy with, Dave taking over the workouts because I thought it was really well-rounded. I think there was some heavy stuff in there. I know we all picked up that 205, a 225 overhead squat and was pretty surprised, afterwards. That was definitely heavy. The clean and the jerk was nice. I think everybody kind of got a piece of it, a piece of the pie, Sana. And I'm wondering what you guys thought as far as like the workout, the workouts, what you thought of them overall, and maybe like touch on one of the workouts, and I'll just kind of go around and we'll just go from there. All right. Bob, so go ahead. What were your thoughts when they came out?
Yeah, well, when they came out, it was clear that Dave had taken over the programming because you look at what we got hit with last year, with all, capacity stuff, right? And, I agree with you. It was really well-rounded, right? You had the 1 rep max on the clean and jerk. You had the heavy overhead squats that you had to earn. And then even the deadlifts, right, at 315 were, not super heavy, but they're not super light either. And you throw that in with the handstand push-ups, the deficit handstand push-ups. I thought he did a pretty good job there.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, I think the deadlift weight counter punch, maybe the smaller guy just going to go out there and rip the handstands on the deficit. I know I probably passed Clint on the deadlifts and the front squats because he broke them up into sets of 5, I think. Right, Clint?
Who had the best score? Not you.
But yeah, that's one of the.
That's all that matters, Clint. That's all that matters.
I beat Justin.
Doesn't matter how you
like every workout 5 times,
I only did that one once. How dare you?
Yeah, I think throwing a repeat in there for Masters is a good idea. I mean, if you think about it, if you can go back and now we've aged, 3 years since 17, and for you guys to go out there and actually get pretty similar scores, I think Justin, you were pretty close. And then the one you repeated, you forgot to measure something?
Yeah, I forgot to measure the deficit, asshole. I blamed Evelyn. I blamed my girlfriend. I said it was all your fault. I'm like, you were the judge. The judge should do that, right?
Justin, I did that back in 17. Same exact thing. Had to redo it.
Awful. So, Swishback, from you, I mean, you took the year off, from someone looking on the outside in, knowing some of the athletes, where you're kind of like, hey, this is a Simmons workout, or I think Bob or whoever is going to do good, because, you know, obviously we know a lot of people in the game. So,
Well, listen, I mean, anytime there's a one rep max, you kind of can pick some guys apart, right? So, I mean, I know I've talked to Jeb just over the last month or so since Wadapalooza, and I think as we're getting older here, those heavy weights aren't necessarily feeling any lighter these days. So you still have a pretty good idea of who's going to hit something heavy. And then, you know, you look around the guys that we've been around, and you also know who's good at double unders, who's good at handstand push-ups, who's going to really kind of end up crushing some of these workouts. I'm more impressed by seeing just that 40 to 44 division right now is ridiculously strong. I mean, you know, 275, 300s were big clean and jerks for us just a couple of years ago in that class, and now you guys are doing it in the 40 to 45 division. So, I'm sorry, the 45 to 49 division. So it's pretty impressive to see where the growth has come and how strong everyone's getting.
yeah, Jed, you know, you said you lost some of your strength. I was surprised on your clean and jerk. I thought it'd be way heavier. I thought you'd power clean that much at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, last year I took the year off. I was at the top of the division, and I just honestly, like, physically, but I think more so mentally, I needed a break from just all the competing. And so watching the qualifiers last year and then going to the games and watching you guys, like, nothing I thought was heavy last year. So I switched and just kind of switched up all my workouts, and I don't max out anymore. I just kind of focused on more cardio, endurance type stuff. And like I talked to Steve down at Wadapalooza, like, things just don't feel good all the time. So I don't lift heavy, you know, very often. And, you know, it's like, as soon as I do, something tweaks or whatever, and then you're sitting out for a while, not doing anything, or, you know, doing a little bit here and there. And I'd rather continue to work out. So I was very surprised by the workouts this year where they came out, and just like you said, Justin, that 225, when I picked that, I haven't overhead squatted 225 in I don't know how long. And when I picked that shit up, I was like, I mean, I cruised the 95, the 135, even the 185, and then I got to 225, and it was like, holy shit, you know? So yeah, I guess it's a little bit my fault for not being as prepared as, you know, as I used to be, or, you know, but I think for me, that's just where I'm at now. Like, I'm just not into lifting super heavy anymore because I want to be able to work out every day, I guess.
I think that's part of the evolution too, you know, is like,
yeah.
Again, you know, like to throw it to Mike here. Mike, you are in that 40 to 44-year-old division, and those guys are fucking throwing up big numbers now, you know, like, you know, so do you find yourself thinking like, hey, you know what, I need to start lifting heavy, but you bounce up into our division next year, right?
I do. So, I mean, for me, I kind of I'll say I kind of throttled back last year. You know, Jeff Prigine was taking like 2 years off, and I kind of put that bug in my ear. So I got nicked up, I guess, in 2018 at the games on the one rep max jerk. And then that lingered. So last year I was like, you know what? Let's see. Once they gave us the free pass in the open, everything got reset. I was like, all right, I'll coast. And I tried flipping the switch last year for that qualifying weekend. I was like, it didn't have it. You know, couldn't dig it. Like, couldn't flip the switch for the weekend. And then this year, I was kind of looking at it like, I want to just kind of hit the qualifiers. I know Steve was taking off. Mentally, I kind of was like, I'm going to take this year off too because I age up next year. But I was still like, I want to hit the qualifiers. Sole purpose just to compare him to all your 45-year-old scores. That's the only reason why I did it. I'm like, I can look at the score. I can look at the workout and say, oh, I probably would have done this. But I'm like, I still wanted to feel them and be like, all right, well, if I was training good, maybe I could, you know. But they were ass kickers. I did them all once. I did not repeat any. I love the programming this year. There's a couple qualifiers where I'm like, shit, I don't like any of these workouts. And it was like a grind. But this year I kind of liked them all. I didn't crush any of them. But I kind of eyeballed the leaderboard, see where I got to go to get in with you guys for next year when I age up.
Where would you be with your numbers this year? Do you know?
I think in the 20s. So work to do. You know, I probably put in 3 solid weeks of training before the qualifiers. of like 6 days a week. And that's what I used to be all the time. And I don't know, the problem is you throttle it back. I got 3 kids and it's just hard to dial it back up. I was so competitive for so many years and I took a year and so off. It's hard to ramp it back up, but I was, hoping to flip the switch with this qualifier and lead into next year. So.
All right, Paddock. What do you got to say? What do you think about the qualifier? I mean, me and Clint talk pretty well, and we're following similar programming, even though Clint sometimes goes out on his own. He goes a little rogue, but it's definitely nice to find out where your fitness is. What'd you think of the workout, Clint?
I like the workouts because I think they need heavy in there to weed out guys that are just ninjas, at chest to bar, handstand push-ups. So I think, I'll throw Joel Hughes in there. So when you throw some weight into him, you see where he ended up. So last year, where did he end up last year? He was like first or second?
He won it last year.
Yeah, he won it.
No, I'm talking in the when he was all the
Oh, no, qualifiers, he was like 8th or something.
He was like 8 or 9, I think.
Yeah, so, and you see where he's at this year. So you throw some weight on these guys, and then you see what happens. Like, he didn't finish that 225. So I like it. I like it when they throw heavy weight because it equals out these guys that are super fast, but then you throw some weight in, they get bundled. So I like that. I like all the workouts. I'm not big on the repeats. I think you should, for what CrossFit is, you should never have to repeat a workout. But I like that workout. So I did that one 3 years ago, and I picked up almost a minute from my score 3 years ago.
But I kind of liked it though. Like I agree with Steve. Like it was, for once, like it was kind of cool to see. I mean, obviously in 17, it was qualifier workout, so it wasn't just a workout, and we gave it all we got. And then in 20 again to redo that at the same like intensity or try to, and I was within, I think, like 10 12 seconds or something. I was super happy. Like, I don't know, for me it gave me a big confidence boost, I guess, to make me feel good. Like at least I'm still doing something right in my training, you know what I mean?
I agree. Like if you have a benchmark and you can see, I always want to do better, but if I'm around to where I'm at, I'm like, all right, I'm 3 or 4 years older. If I have the same score, I feel good.
Exactly.
So I didn't get to actually do it in 2017. I got the flu 17.5. So I didn't even post the score for 17.5. And that was also, I think that was my last year in the 40 44s. So this was my first time doing it. But it was nice having the 2017 scoreboard so I could go back and look and be like, oh, this is what Clint did. This is what Justin did. This is what Jeb did, right? And then, so I only did that workout once, and I was like, that score is good enough. Go focus on something else. Go lead the double under thruster one because I suck at those. So.
Yeah, I had the same thought thinking the first time I did it, like, okay, great. That workout on pretty much 2 seconds difference, and I actually got no rep on one of the handstands when I kicked up. So that could have been the time I would have made the exact same score. Yeah, I think overall the workouts were good. I think the games, though, is way different. I think when you add like a lot of the running, like there was a lot of running last year, I mean, like, so when you get to the games, and even when you get to Wadapalooza and all those places, like you're going to see a swim, you're going to see a run, that's never something you're going to see in the qualifier,
Right.
So, I mean, Jeb, the year you took what, 4th? Where did you finish? You were like 20th, right? You were the last guy?
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, the qualifier to me is still very different from what the games is going to be like if you make it there, But yeah, overall, I thought the workouts were really good. I liked the extra workout. I think that helped me personally. When I saw
I think that was good too. I think that was a good test putting 6 in there.
Yeah,
it was a lot, but it was good.
It was a lot, but that's what you're going to see when you get to the games,
Right, exactly.
I think that's a good representation of what it's going to take to perform well at the games,
Well,
But
and it also it makes guys kind of choose, right? Like, what are you going to repeat, right?
Yeah.
Workouts over,
Exactly.
days, right? Like you got to be smart about it, right?
A lot more strategy involved in this year's for sure.
Yeah, no,
What was your guys' favorite? Can I ask that?
Oh, I was licking my chops when I saw the double under and thrusters.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I knew you
I'm
were.
fucking doing 6 rounds if I have to do it 10 times. I did it on the first time.
You
I
crushed
finished it. I was like, I'm not fucking doing this again. You know, the
There's
first
just
thing
no-
I said,
I
I'm
can't
so
thrust
overly
as fast as
confident
you,
in the
Justin.
I have 2 video cameras now. I have a one that, you know, films the video camera videotaping me. That's how crazy it's got. You know, because listen, it's so stressful. And even, I mean, listen, you know, I can't speak for your significant others. I know Angela and I know Ann and I know Meg, you know, and you know, and I don't think I've met your wife, Mike. Oh, I met her at Asbury actually. But you know, she's always my judge, and like it's nerve-wracking for her because she knows how hard I work and she doesn't want to mess it up. So it's like it's a weird thing, you know. But yeah, I thought overall they were really good. So you know, obviously we have a lot of craziness going on. You know, what's training like now for all you guys? And I'll just kind of go around the room, you know, and just you know follow up like. You know, what's training been like for you guys, you know, during no one's open, right?
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
So I'll just go by the screens that I'm seeing. So Mike, Kern, what's it like? What are you doing?
I mean, I pretty much rated what I needed from the gym. So I got the garage is stocked. I got my outdoor pull-up bar already. So I mean, I pretty much can do anything, and God willing, if the kids leave me alone for enough, I'm getting some pretty good training in.
Okay, good.
But it's given me a whole new appreciation for the the garage train like athletes, like the motivation just to get off my couch, even though it's right there. I'm like, I'm missing the gym, that vibe. So I'm like, it's tough self-motivating, but it kind of opened my eyes to everybody who kind of just trains in their garage to begin with. It really kind of, I think, mentally. It'll help mentally, toughen me up a little bit because it's hard to dial in when you're just on my driveway or in the garage solo. But I'm getting everything that I can. I got all the weights. I got no excuses now. I got nothing but time on my hands.
What are you following for programming? You still doing Marshall?
I'm doing the group class. and I'll peek. I'll cherry pick some. Like I'll do whatever CrossFit Garden City's group class is, and then whatever I see catches my eye on Instagram, somebody, whatever, maybe a second part, I'll just do something.
Right. Paddock, what's it like for you over in the new house?
I got a gym here, but I don't use it. So luckily, Florian gave me a key, so I still go there. But I agree with Mike. I go there, I'm by myself. So it's hard to get going. It's cold in there. It's lonely. So not that I need somebody to work out with, but when you see other people there, it's nice to see other people working out, but it's, I still go there. I still try to do the same thing, but it's definitely different.
And you're still doing a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. And then what do you pick from class and Ben?
Yeah, I find something dumb to do. It's just dumb things to do that, it's been taking me an hour to do. So
Clint will send me a message. All right. And he'll be like, oh, I didn't do the workout. I did something stupid instead. It'll be like a run for like a mile and then like 80 burpees and then 300 calories on the bike. And I'll be like, you were just complaining about your knee, And he's like, I know. He's like, it was so stupid. I don't know what I was thinking,
I'm not the only one doing dumb workouts. You guys have to be doing them too.
Hey, Clint, obviously what you're doing is working, so don't let them give you too much shit.
Oh,
yeah, but listen, that's what I got to do. That's why I like to bust balls,
That's why he came in second last year. He wasn't doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Shots
Fucking
fired.
bullshit. I got no reps on those burpees. Such bullshit. Fucking stupidest rule ever. Don't tell us we can step up. That's what I say. Jeb, what's it been like? I saw you moved in. Well, you got a nice little spot there, man.
Here's my gym. It's like 12 by 14, maybe.
You got
It was too cold. It was too cold in my garage, so I converted my breezeway because I got a heater in here. But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like for me, this is how I started. Like, so my brother started with me in the basement, and then he up and left and went to Northern Cal and left me by myself. So honestly, this whole everything that's going on takes me back to when I would just follow .com but I didn't have machines and shit. I was running outside, all bundled up, freezing cold, doing burpees in the middle of the neighborhood and on the sidewalk and shit. And I was that freak running around. No one knew at that time what CrossFit was. So I don't know. I think it's not fun. I miss the gym, but I actually think it's really good personally for my members to see what it's like to build that mental toughness and to see what CrossFit to me is where it came from. There were no gyms when I started here. Like, you couldn't walk in and get all this, fancy equipment and shit like that. You looked at a workout and you could do some of it. And for some of it, you had to make up stupid shit, right, Clint? And
Right.
just fill in the blanks, and make it work. So,
Yeah, we're spoiled now.
oh, for sure. Dude, I got everything at my gym. Everything you need is there. And, I got people that need certain pull-up bars and certain this. And it's like, now they're seeing, it doesn't matter what dumbbell they have or barbell they get, it's whatever you got and make it work. And that to me it's something cool about it. I don't know. So I don't know. It's good. I mean, I don't have a pull-up bar. I pretty much got everything else. But, same as I learned back then, I'm doing strict ring muscle ups in an L sit because I can't kip because I don't have anything,
You don't have the clearance. What about you, Bob?
Yeah, I've been coming into my gym. It's just me and Joe, and occasionally Megan's there, and we kind of divided the gym into thirds, basically. And we all have our own little, zone. And we don't really have much equipment left. We gave it out all to the members. I kept my own Oli bar and I don't know, maybe 300 pounds worth of plates, but that's about it. Have one, I think it's an 80-pound dumbbell. So anything with a dumbbell is 80 pounds. All wall balls are 30 pounds. To Jeb's point, I don't get to use my favorite Spiel bar for pull-ups, right? I'm reduced to the ghetto bar on the outside of the gym, right? But, it's the gym is definitely lacking energy, right? It's kind of cold and dark, and it's usually just the three of us in there. But I can't really complain about that, right? There are a lot bigger issues in the world going on than my workout not being under ideal conditions, and it's definitely something I need to work on anyway. So
Yeah, for sure. All right, what's up, Steve? What are you doing? You're out in the street?
I am out in the garage, out in the street. I just put up a rig outside that's kind of portable, so got that set up today. I'm with Jeb, though. It kind of brings me back to when I was lifting at 12, 13, 14, when my dad said, go turn on the kerosene heater in the garage, warm up the barbells, and get the lifting in. It was brutal back then. And it's brutal today. I do like the atmosphere being the gym just around people. But you know what? All of us are at this level now where you're going to shut it off and get what you get in. And whether we have to modify workouts, adjust, tweak, we do that. I feel like we do a pretty good job of that. I think you're right. Members are going to get a feel for it's okay not to have the Spiel bar. It's okay not to have bumper plates. It's okay to not have a ski erg in the gym or whatever it might be. You're just going to make it work. But I'm doing my best. Again, I don't have, or I shouldn't even say I don't have, my priorities have shifted over the last year. I hate to say that, I want to use age as an excuse. I definitely, decided to take a step back and do some of those things again over the last year that I put aside to make it to the games those 3 years. So I'm doing jump shit. It's 90 minutes of work from start to finish. I'll throw in some accessory pieces if I think I have to. I'm pretty excited about getting back to it though again this year and seeing how this new division treats me. But I think all of us have learned, hey, I don't have to go so heavy. If my coach tells me use 35-pound dumbbells, my ego isn't big enough anymore. I'll take those 35s and I'm going to run with it. That's kind of the mindset. So getting it in, man. Doing my best to still to stay in as good a shape as I can right now before I turn it back on.
Yeah, for sure. For as far as me, we're doing these online Zoom classes, which again, I think most of us are doing. That's how I even figured out about this, you know. So we'll go there and do a class. I'll stay there instead of going home, do what I need to do, you know, and then do another class and then come back, you know. So, I mean, just in general, it's, you know, I just opened the gym, you know, all right. So, and we were cruising, you know, but, you know, definitely doesn't have an atmosphere, you know. I mean, you know, I'm pretty self-motivated, but sometimes it's good when Evelyn's in there with me and I'm mad at her, you know, like, you know, she did something that annoyed me and I'm like, all right, let's lift heavy today. Fuck this, you know, fuck that stupid Metcon. Let's just pick the bar up, you know. But so sometimes that's good motivation. But overall, yeah, man. I mean, I miss talking about it. I miss members coming in on a daily basis and just being like, hey, did you see the French throwdown workout? Or did you see this? I mean, a lot of that kind of banter, you know, for me is good fun because, you know, this is a lot of what my life is all about, you know. So, you know, I think for most of us, you know, maybe outside of Clint, who, you know, takes care of dead people, you know, we're all gym owners, or we have some sort of like, you know, involvement in the gym, you know. But so really just touching on the last thing is, you know, I'm imagining most of us saw or heard Castro's interview, you know. You know, I'm pretty much in the same boat as Clint. You know, I don't think it's going to happen. You know, I'm interested to hear what you guys think. I think the pressure is just going to be too hard on them to cancel it with the situation. And Jed, you could actually speak to this. Do you really think Wisconsin wants a bunch of international people competing?
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because the money that it brings to Madison and the way that Madison really supports the entire thing, like, you know, they obviously really wanted to come, you know, they wanted to make every opportunity to make it happen. You know what I mean? So it's just a tough decision. I mean, no matter what, you know, it's like, my thought was, you know, can't we just postpone it? Like, they moved some big events in Wisconsin already that were going to happen in like July. They moved them to the fall already. And it's like, you know, I don't see why we couldn't move that. I mean, yeah, it's a huge, huge deal, but the only reasoning that I see they wouldn't would be just because the Open's right in October again, you know, but I don't know. It's like I said, you know, Bob asked earlier, you know, it sounds like it's going to peak here in, you know, like next week or the next week or two. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, I know in some small towns, in some cities, like everybody's staying home and doing what they're asking it. And then there's some that people are not. They're still going out and about like nothing's wrong. So I haven't been to Madison lately because I've been staying home. So I don't really know what it looks like up there, but I guess I can only hope that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing and staying home. Right. And, you know, I don't know. Personally,
I think, will they even have enough sanctional events to really field the full individual
or the teams
grouping?
Yeah, it's probably more a team thing than the individual thing.
Yeah, the teams, you know. I mean, maybe they could expand the Open, you know, but Castro threw out a bunch of ideas, you know. If they didn't postpone it, you know, Clint, what would you like to see? Would you like to do it with no fans?
There's no fans for the last year. What does it matter?
I was going to say the same thing. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Who's there?
No fans last year.
Yeah, who's there? Evelyn and Ann? A couple other kids?
I was watching you guys.
Yeah, Jeff there.
Yeah.
So Clint, you know, what do you think? You know, gut feeling. When do you think they pull the trigger here if they make an announcement?
I mean, I don't know if you listen to Castro, I mean, he said it's not up to him. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's all about the almighty dollar. So it's how much, you know, CrossFit will risk, whether they can postpone it or cancel it. So it's just one of those, you know, I see what's going on. I mean, I drive around, everybody, if it's a nice day, everybody's outside. I'm like, what are all these people doing? No wonder
Yeah.
it's getting worse. Nobody's staying home. But, you know, they've postponed the Olympics. I mean, there's no way they can have this. I mean, I would love to see it, but there's no way that I don't think they can have it.
Right.
They got
Mike, what do you think?
They got a date. They got to postpone this guy.
I'm in the same boat. I think it's I don't know. I think huge risk if they had it. I mean, I can't the backlash if they actually had it. I don't know. I just think it's gonna, you know, I'd like to see him postpone it instead of cancel it. You know, at least try to maybe say let's push it end of August, September. I know Madison gets bumping with, you know, college football and stuff, so you know the universities are back, but I don't know. I don't even know. Is this the last year it's supposed to be in Madison, or did they get one more year?
They got one more year yet.
Yeah.
So,
I think they extended that last year. They went like another 3 years or something.
Yeah.
What's Madison like in January?
Cold as shit.
We can do it in January. It'd be perfect.
I mean, here's the thing too, guys. I mean, how many people are out of work right now? You know, I think financially, there's going to be some individuals that just can't
Yeah.
cut a check to get out there for 2 weeks and do this. So I think that has a big part of it. It's going to be a big part of it as well. I mean, they're, like you guys said, they're canceling Olympic Games. You've got some way bigger events that they're shutting down right now that are about the same time as the CrossFit Games. And I'd be surprised if they continue with this.
Yeah, but Steve, if we take first place, don't we get a couple 100,000?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, a couple $100. That's what I meant.
$200 before I like it.
Bob, what do you think?
You know, I'm going to train like it's going to happen, man. But, you know, the reality is it's 17 weeks out. They're canceling things that are a lot bigger than this. You know, not much. I don't have a lot of hope in it. But, you know, I was texting you the other day. If it doesn't happen, I'm going to give all the everybody who qualified for the games in the Masters division an invite to Legends. So
That'd be cool.
Yeah. You know, I think if they don't have it, it'd be nice for CrossFit to like send everyone who qualified like a black jersey with like black, your name in black, like the blacked out year, you know, like give those athletes something, because
Yeah.
this might be the only opportunity that some people even make it to the games, you know? I mean, you know, some of these kids, you know, are some of the country representations and national champs, you know, like, you know, this might be their only opportunity to win, you know? Like there's a kid over by us, he was the representative for Bolivia last year. And he qualified for Bolivia this year, and they didn't have enough affiliates in Bolivia for him to actually qualify. So he didn't get his invite. But then they added one of like those special invites to like 2 national champs, and he was one of them, you know? So here's a kid who's going to maybe get a chance to go to the games, and now it's not going to happen. So
is that the kid who came out of like 908 or something?
nah, he's from this place called Rejuvenated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He went last year. He got an invite last year too.
Yeah, he did. He went last year. But
What about
all right, guys. I mean,
Castro floated an online version of it.
yeah, what are your thoughts on the online version?
To me, it's like you talked about in the beginning, the qualifiers. Like it's not, you know, you can't run, you can't swim. There's so many, and to me, part of, like Castro said in his things, part of the games or part of being a good athlete is being able to perform on stage in front of people right at that moment. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's better than nothing, but I don't think it's nowhere near the same, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Clint, what's going to happen if you don't go? Is this your last year? You say it's your last year every year.
I say it every year. So I'll try again next year. Yeah, I'm 50. I'll be 50 in 2 years.
I'll text
Wow.
Clint. I'll be like, Clint, you go in next year? Fuck these workouts. Fuck my knees. Fuck
No,
my hands.
I'll be there. I need somebody to chase. That's all it boils down to.
It's great, man. But
I will say this: when I saw Steve down at Wadapalooza, like I took the year off, and then being down there, like I love being out on that stage and doing what we do, and it doesn't. Like I just had a fucking blast at Wadapalooza, being back on the competition floor. So I'm gonna be really bummed if they don't have it this year, to be honest. So
yeah, having the camaraderie of of all like again, like right before it, we're all friendly and whatnot. That buzzer beeps, and I'll just see you on the other side. Hopefully before you, not after.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to have Justin in the crowd with us again, man, because it's always amusing and less stressful.
I wanted to go to Wadapalooza so bad. I tried to figure out a way. I just opened up a gym and I say, Evelyn, just run the classes. I'm gonna go to Miami and hang out with Clint and all these guys. But all right, guys. Listen. Again, just looking for some perspective. On where you guys are at and what's going on. Obviously, who knows what's going to happen. We're locked down for another 30 days, the whole month of April. I mean, it's pretty bad by me, as far as like the worst areas. New York's like 15 minutes from me, so we got it pretty bad around here, But I agree, Jeb. I think, I am leaving, and going back and forth to work, but that's pretty much all I'm doing, But I see a lot of people out, and I see a lot of people doing their thing and stuff, and I don't know if it's going to make it worse or it's not going to be a big deal,
Yeah. So it's going to be a tough call no matter what happens, so. Like, I agree with you, Justin. I hope at least if they don't have it, like, give us something just recognize us or at least making it,
Yeah, no doubt.
So.
Clint, got anything to say?
No, I got nothing.
All right, sorry to bother you.
I should have been in bed a half an hour
busy.
ago.
You're so busy. This is great for you, This is all
You
business.
gym owners can talk after I leave. Let me ask you guys a question. How long can you guys survive without having, members? Are they still paying? Or, are you guys fortunate that all your members are still paying? Or?
I mean, for me, our members are still paying, and we're trying to give them, what I'm telling them is, I'm going to make it right, meaning that like, maybe I extend your membership a couple of extra months and I spread out the payments or something like that, to make up the difference. I mean, I do believe we're definitely putting out, quality online content, and I think the members are helpful about it. But I mean, my landlord hasn't come to me and said, Justin, don't pay. I haven't gotten that call. I called the bank up about the small business loan because I know maybe some of this relief is going to be potential, whether it's my mortgage or it's, a loan that's going to be forgiven or something. So I'm looking for every avenue, to go. But again, to answer your question, I don't know how long I can go, I don't know how long members are going to be supportive for. I mean, we have a really good group. A lot of our members are still working, whether they're school teachers or they're essentials. But yeah, what about you guys?
Yeah, same boat, man. It's going to come down to how many of our members keep their jobs, right? We're going to give them programming. We're continuing to pay our coaches to do the classes. We've given out all of our equipment, as I said. But the community is really strong, and they're going to support it as long as they can. But you can't ask people to do that beyond their means, and once the economy really hits the shitter. So.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly the same as Bob. Like we have a great community, and we're putting out quality stuff too, and we lent out everything, and yeah, we did all that. But at the end of the day, like if they don't have the money to come to the gym, you can't. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So it's it sucks because everything was rolling so good and just, you know, and then all of a sudden just comes crashing down. Like, it's crazy. It's a crazy time, but, you know, it's something we're all going to deal with and figure it out, I guess, you know, as we go and see what happens.
What about you, Mike? I know you just kind of got involved over in Garden.
Yeah, perfect time. Perfect time to join the gym owner group.
How long
Not
you
what
been
I
in?
signed up for.
When
But
did you sign up?
same exact. We lent out everything. Lent everything out. We're still giving content, program every day. We're doing the Zoom classes. We opened up nutrition, our nutrition coach for free for all the members. But it comes down to, like, we got a good, strong community. I don't think April 1st is going to be an issue, but this keeps trickling along. And all of a sudden, if there's not, like, you know, like Jeb was saying, like, we're hoping for that peak in a week or two where we can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. If we're not seeing that come May, I'm like, I know we're going to have, you know, not as many members will be like, okay, dock me for May too. Like, we, you know, some will hang with us until the end, but, you know, the end may be sooner than later if this thing doesn't look like it's turning. So,
What do you, from a gym owner, and Mike, you could take this one. Like, how do you guys feel about members? Do you think members are just going to be so happy to come back, or do you think some of them are going to be kind of like, hey, you know, I don't know, I don't want to be around dirty people, or I don't want to get dirty.
I think I talked about it with Dennis, you know, my co-owner with me, and we were just talking, like, we expect, like, we'll lose some members because you probably have some members in your gym that are kind of on the fence, you know, whatever, like, oh, I do it, like, you know,
This
I could do
out.
it. And then this kind of gives them, you know, a little distance, and then they're like, yeah, I don't need to go back. I think so. We're kind of recognizing, like, when we do come back, we're not, it's, you know, once the lights go on, the member base isn't going to be the exact same number. We expect to see, like, some trickle off. Hopefully it's just a trickle, but I think we'll see a little dip.
Definitely.
What about this? Do you think people will be more motivated to stay healthy? Because I think the one thing that, even though we've probably gotten so much information, good and bad, you know, the one thing is that being healthy helps to not get sick to begin, you know. Do you think some people will be motivated to maybe join a gym now because of what's going on?
I don't know about you guys, but we've opened our Zoom classes up to like, people can invite people in that aren't members.
Yeah, for sure.
In hopes of, I mean, I had a couple of people last week that never did a CrossFit class a day in their life, and obviously the workouts right now are pretty basic, you know, or they can be. So we're definitely gonna, you know, like Mike said, we're gonna lose some people that were on the fence, but my hopes is that we're actually going to gain some people because, like you're saying, Justin, they're starting to realize, like, maybe I need to get healthy. So, you know, they jumped into a couple of our classes and seeing that they're not going to, you know, die. You know, and, well, like, some people just walking into the gym. I mean, I've seen people walk into my gym and turn around and walk right back out because they're, you know, they're just so scared or whatever. And so at least they're joining now, kind of on their own in their own home, and, you know, and it's like, so maybe we'll get some new ones, you know, to replace some of those old ones, but definitely there's going to be a dip, obviously, you know, but my hope is, you know, we're kind of spreading it out there to people that were kind of on the fence about trying and we're scared to come into the gym, and now they get to try it out of the comfort of their home. So
yeah, I agree with you, Jeb. I had a great story. I did a partner workout with two people, like, probably 6 years ago. It was an on-ramp class, and the lady had to go run 200 meters, and the other person had to, like, hold the plank and do a little chipper, you know?
Sure. Yep.
The lady took her keys on the run, and she got them all left. The lady was planking for like 4 minutes. She's like, where is this lady? Yeah, unbelievable. But,
that's great.
But here's another one. You know, do you think there's a model to do these Zoom classes once your gym opens up? Because I think there is. You know, Steve, you know, you do online coaching. Do you think people would pay you to get instant feedback? Like, hey, I'll pay you $50 for a half hour. Watch me lift, you know, and for a half hour, you put the camera on them. You can, you know, do you think it's going to move? You think it's going to shift to that?
In a second, man.
Yeah, I think if you're putting out good content and you've got quality coaches that are running these classes, you're going to pick members up that way. You're going to pick up the, you know, hey, I want some programming from you. I see you're doing some great things for your members. You know, I can't be at the gym and you're programming some stuff remotely. I've had a lot of success with my remote athletes, but I'm in their face all the time. I may not be doing the Zoom thing. I mean, now it's sort of this thing where we can all kind of access each other this way. For me, it's always been some type of video review. They're sending me a video of their workouts, and then I'm going through it that way. But I absolutely think there's an avenue for gyms right now that, you know, they probably didn't tap into in the past. What I don't want to see happen is it become like a jazzercise kind of thing where, you know, all of a sudden everyone's kind of jumping around the room and doing some silly, you know, fitness-related things.
You haven't seen me jazzercise. I'm pretty good.
I can't wait to see that. And so I absolutely think there's an opportunity for the quality people that are putting out good content where this will continue. You just don't want it to be flooded by, you know, hundreds of other, you know, coaches thinking that they can do this thing. And I think you'll get the better ones that stand out anyway, you know, over time, just like with CrossFit gyms right now.
Yeah, just like with any gym though, when after the games was here the first year, like gyms popped up everywhere here. I mean, you guys already had a bunch of them. We didn't. And, you know, it's only been a few years. There's a ton of gyms that came up and then are now gone.
Yeah.
You know, and it'll probably be the same thing with this because I've had people already tell me, like, they struggle to get the class on time. And they're like, if you did this with class and I could just, you know, they have stuff at home, they're like, man, this would be great. So I've already had people talk to me about keeping this when things go back to normal. So
yeah, I think the key is the accountability. That's what they want, you know, and you could give that to them this way, you know, and look, you know, things like Peloton are extremely successful, and that's just riding a bike,
right?
With a screen on, you know, like you only have one movement you can pretty much do, and and the bike is expensive, and the classes, I mean, it's pretty expensive, so it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how this whole situation, you know, maybe kind of changes some things on, you know, as far as how gyms go about trying to bring in revenue to their gym, you know?
For sure.
I don't know if you guys have the same thing that I have out here, but like we have a shit ton of like the Fit 45s and the Orange Theories.
We got that shit here.
Yeah, and you know, and they pilfer an attractive member set, right? You know, like they're taking away a lot of the, you know, kind of like the upper middle class soccer moms around here that have a lot of money that can, you know, they don't mind spending $200 a month for a CrossFit membership.
Sure.
And, you know, those guys had to just completely shut down, right? Like there's nothing that they can't lend out equipment, you know, and offer Zoom classes and things like that. So I think, you know, it's to kind of Jeb's point earlier, right? Like bringing new people in through this. And then to your point, Justin, keeping them here, you know, through this new form of interactive media, it's an opportunity for us to strike.
Bob, you don't like the water rower?
Yeah.
You know, you get that. Put some more water. I see people walking out of there. I'm like, yeah, put more water in there. All right, guys. Well, listen, it's been 50 minutes. You know, again, you know, I try to keep in touch with all you guys. I appreciate you doing this. It was a lot of fun catching up with some of you guys. You know, if there's no games, I know I'll see you on Instagram and talk to you guys soon. But definitely thanks for doing this.
Yeah, you bet, man.
All right.
Good seeing you guys.
Thank you.
Good, guys.
Good luck, everybody.
Congrats to all you guys for making it.
You as
Yeah.
well.
Likewise, you
Okay.
too. Felt
Awesome.
good tying you, man.
What's that?
I felt good tying you.
We planned that.
To me, I told Joe, man, I tied Jeb. So
Final, yeah, you could move up a little bit.
What was your best workout, Bob?
the clean and jerk.
The clean and jerk. What did you hit? I don't remember.
I hit 302 and stopped there.
Wow.
It was I'll send you guys the video of it. The jerk is the ugliest jerk of all time. It's like a split push press because my front foot got stuck.
That boy.
Yeah.
This is how fucked up my training is right now. You know what workout I loved the most was the fucking burpee one.
The burpee.
Bro,
That's how many burpees I've been doing over the last 6 months. Because I always suck at that. And this is the truth. I did that workout and I got done and I'm like, fuck, I could have went a lot faster. But I was not going to do it again because I had other one. I redid the overhead squat one and the clean and jerk.
I did that
And I
one.
still have the deadlift one to do. But I'm like, out of all the workouts, that's the one that felt the best to me, the fucking burpee one.
I did that one twice, Jeb, if it makes you feel better.
Did you really?
Clint told me he was doing it twice. I'm like, you're crazy. You're fucking so stupid.
Listen, I picked up 50 seconds.
Listen,
Oh, shit.
I told you to redo the overhead squat one.
I
That's
didn't
the
need
one
to. It was a waste of time.
Yeah. All you had to do is finish that one.
That's all you had to do was finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what some of these guys were going to put up. I was a little nervous. I did that one first. I wasn't
Sorry,
sure
I
how was
couldn't do
gonna
it in 6 minutes like you did.
What'd he say?
I said, sorry, I didn't do it in 6 minutes like you did.
I didn't do it in 6 minutes. I did it in 8.
It
Hey,
took,
That burpee workout was awesome. I loved it. Okay.
I did
probably
too.
You know why? Because it was a burpee workout, you know? I mean, Jeb, that's not a great workout for you because you're tall, so the dumbbell has to go a long distance and you got to get up and down. You got to get up and down on the burpee. That's a lot, you know?
Yeah.
My
I've been
work-
practicing though. I've been practicing a lot.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking chase Joel Hughes, man.
That fucking toe to bar muscle up workout.
Fuck that workout.
That bruised me.
It was terrible.
That was horrible.
I was doing singles in the second round of toe to bar. So I'm sitting here thinking like, dude, am I gonna not go to the games because of this stupid fucking workout? If
That was it.
Castro-
Round 2 of Totem Bar. It got real. Round 2 of Totem Bar. I was like, fuck, I miscalculated something. Something went wrong here.
No,
Dude, I
saw a couple
haven't
of scores.
failed a bar muscle up in I don't even know how long. And I was this fucking close to failing a couple. I swear to God, a couple of my bar muscle ups were strict. I had no kip, no nothing, just get one arm up and over and pray.
I failed too, man. Last round. Yeah. Oh God. And like muscle ups and heavy barbell are like my fucking jam. And I had the same thought as you, Justin. Like, holy shit, this is gonna keep me out of the games. Like,
Yeah, for real. I mean, I knew I was fine on the handstand. I knew I was good there. The overhead squat one I felt good about. And I did think if you finished it, it was kind of like the open workout. If you got like 1 or 2 reps at the 275 bar, you were probably going to be okay, you know? So,
Yep.
but, you know, again, I thought my clean and jerk wasn't going to be that great, and it wound up being okay, you know? So I thought those 2 workouts were going to be my worst ones. But you know, overall, I mean, I think I look, it was interesting for me this year because the open was so quick after the games and I was annihilated at the games. I mean, like, we did so much legs. I mean, my legs were fucking ruined after this year, you know? And then I was opening up a gym and I had that stress going on and had all this kind of stuff. I didn't have a lot of time to train. I kind of just breezed through the open in a sense where I was like, I'm not redoing anything. I'm doing it one time. But it was a weird year for me. And Jeb, what you said earlier, it made me realize that I didn't need to do so much. I was always doing like that extra 6-minute workout that I used to do that I no longer do is a game changer, you know? All right. I just feel fresher, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Hey, what did you guys, as long as we're together, what did you guys think about the games in 19 and the workouts? Did you think it was a good test last year?
I mean, I hate to criticize. I thought that we didn't do enough workouts, you know? Like, to me, we're only, what, I mean, the last day we had 3 scores, but how many workouts
That was
did we?
one workout. Yeah.
Huh?
That was one workout, 3 scores.
Right. So I thought we were a little short. Like, honestly, last year felt like, okay, there's a Masters group over there doing some workouts, you know, because we weren't covered. Nothing was covered, you know. There weren't a lot of people in the stadium, you know. They combined like the girls and the guys, and I understand the logistics of it, you know, but that kind of took away a little bit of the feel too as well.
I was wondering that.
I like that. I like us all working out together.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I did like.
All right, Clint, you can go now.
I like to
I liked it because it sped everything up. It was a lot faster. I think it ran a lot faster. And I think not last year, but the year before, we did way too many workouts. Because I remember talking to Bill like on Saturday afternoon, and I said, dude, I'm ready to go. I've had enough. Like, it was just way too much. And it's just last year, I thought was,
That year on like Wednesday.
but I didn't think anything was, they didn't have anything heavy last year. I think they needed heavier stuff. So
I
hopefully,
agree there wasn't much. I mean, the heaviest thing that we did, other than the 2RM, was the 185 clean.
yeah.
And you know what? For a smaller athlete right now, they can handle that.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
just
a lot of separation.
I mean, running with that 50-pound bag was terrible, but other than that,
I just
Yeah.
from the outside looking in, like, and being there in 17 and 18, like, I mean, 18 we had to snatch 245. What was it, four or five times to finish a fucking workout? Like, I mean, 18 was. I thought 17 and 18 were really good tests. They were a really good program. I mean, and then I don't know, as far as a spectator goes last year, like I wish that there would have been more and better workouts. You know what I mean? But that's me just looking in from the outside, I guess, and comparing it to the 17 and 18. So
It almost seemed like the programming for us was an afterthought, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, oh
Yes.
shit, I forgot we have these Masters over here. We better throw together a couple of workouts real quick.
it
Let's
always
not
is, though.
fucking run all day,
I
right?
think they always crap on the Masters.
Yeah.
they do, but I felt like in 17 and 18 they put some time and thought into the workouts. But I agree with you, Bob, 100% on that.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully it changes. I mean, it looks like Castro's kind of taken over all the programming. So I think he does a better job. Definitely more well-rounded. So
Yeah.
well, I think he's the same way we're passionate about competing. He's passionate about programming game workouts. I mean, I think there's a flow to it. You know, again, you know, there were at times felt like, oh, just have the Masters do what the games guys did. But I actually liked that. I liked kind of seeing my score against on the ruck because we did the same workout, you know. So it was kind of nice to see, you know, that, hey, I beat a couple of people, or hey, I need to do more ruck running. You know?
Justin, did anybody see you throw your sandbag out?
Huh?
Did anybody
Yeah.
see you throw your sandbag out?
They should have.
yeah. The only person I beat was the Italian who had diarrhea. So
And now he's got coronavirus probably.
yeah.
I told you, Julia. So Vito's
Jerk
doing fine.
353.
He's doing good.
Yeah.
He cleated jerk 353, man. He put that.
That's
Yeah.
Salvino?
He needed the
Loaded on his hand.
Listen, does anybody know him? Because all I know is, and I don't want to talk bad, but he crushes the online stuff, and then when he goes to the game, he doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
I don't think he's good at the long distance stuff. You know,
Cardio.
like
Like, I think he struggles at cardio.
yeah.
We
Cardi,
could
I
have
gotta work.
a whole discussion on online champions versus in-person champions. That could be the next call.
There you go. I agree with you, Mike.
Got
I
a long
agree.
list, man. Got a
I mean,
long
there's a
list.
lot of guys. I mean, whatever that I saw in person at Wadapalooza, and then I saw it in the open leaderboard. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. What, did I miss something in person? And then, yeah,
I think now that they got rid of where everybody equals back out again, you've seen a lot of guys that used to make it don't make it anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Grundler is definitely one of them. He's the biggest fucking phony going. Not Bill, but James.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't know him, but I'm going to agree with you, Clint, on that one. I'm not a huge fan.
I just don't see the correlation of, you know, what he does and what the scores are, and then what you do when you see him out there. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
But again, you know, I mean, you know, it's always kind of easy to be like, hey, you know, that guy got that score. You know, I mean, I think a lot of people could have said that about Joel, and then Joel, to his credit, I mean, he really did. He had a great game, you know. But you know, again, you know, it didn't seem like there were a ton of workouts. There wasn't anything crazy heavy, you know. But
Well, I'll be honest with you, Justin. Down at Wadapalooza, I made the mistake, and I wasn't trying to be a dick in any means, but Joel was there, and I made a comment about 2019 not testing the game's athletes like they did in 17 and 18, and he probably got a little bit offended with me. But when you take out the swim and you take out heavy lifting and all that stuff, like, where does that put him? You know what I mean? I don't want to take anything away from him because he earned it. He did a good job, but there's just I thought there was a lot of holes in the programming last year, and it just, I don't know. That's the way I felt about it.
Jeb, I got to know him pretty well. He's not going to be offended by that at all, man.
Really?
Yeah, he knows who he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
But
you know,
you're right. Like how do you have an athletic competition and not test strength?
Right.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right.
yeah, I know they had some problems last year, I think, with the water. Listen, we've all run in-house competitions, and the logistics on that are crazy. So I do, you know, as someone who's kind of done the competitions, I get it. But, you know, I think I don't like to even say it's like I'm being critical. It's just I care, you know, like I'm into it, you know. So again, you know, like we all are, you know, and I think, you know, it's tough to kind of be like, oh, I wish they would have had this. I wish would have had that. Or they had this before and they didn't have it this year, you know? I mean, but I mean, I guess you can be critical about all these workouts, like the obstacle course that we did, you know? I mean, like that's a 2-minute workout, you know, that's over in a flash. You make one mistake, you're screwed. But you know what? You're screwed. That's part of competing, you know? You only get one shot at it, you know?
Yeah.
And how do you react in the big stage?
I don't like those because I think I don't like those fringe workouts because there's no jungle gym at CrossFit. Did I get cut off?
Yeah, it was perfect.
There's no jungle gym at CrossFit. There's no pool there, so I don't like those things. I understand why they're there, but they don't really. It's not a true test.
Tell Bill to get a jungle gym in over there.
Oh, you got a jungle gym at Garden State Athletics?
I'm surprised you remembered it.
I was trying to think what I used to. What else? I called it Ocean State, didn't I?
I forget whatever. But I mean, you know, it's always a fun time. Honestly, you know, I know Fishstack was there. I know Jeb was there. You know, that Granite Games year where we did 11 fucking workouts. That guy killed us that week, man. That was the worst week ever.
Brutal.
We ended with like 100 dumbbell snatches and like 200 double unders or something. I was like, fuck you. I felt like telling that guy, I want to see you do 2 of these workouts, okay? And you got me doing 11.
That sandbag, what was that, 200 pounds?
No, that was the year after.
Oh,
no, that was that year. That was the one where I landed on my face on the sandbag. Jennings, you were there.
Yeah.
You were there. You won the sprint, I think. Didn't you win the sprint?
I won the muscle up workout and the sprint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I surprised the shit out of my coach. He had no idea I could run fast.
Right. I picked up that bag and I said, fuck this. I'm taking it all the way. I got to the halfway line. It was the first time I ever heard the announcer. There's like, LaSalle is killing it. And I took a huge deep breath. I took a break. I picked it up. I'm going across. I'm losing my balance. And I say to the judge, do I need to get the bag across the line or my body? She's like, just the bag. I dive forward onto my face. Go check my Instagram out. I dive on my face.
Yes, he did. 100%. I saw it.
Fucking awful.
Where's he running off to every
I don't know
5
what
minutes?
he's doing,
I'm
man.
cooking, man. It's fucking 8 o'clock. I'm going to sleep soon.
Hey, at the end of the day, I just, like you said, it's all about getting together with you guys. So I really hope, you know, whether it's at the games or wherever it is, I just get together and compete, you know,
Yeah.
on that floor with all you guys again. And it's like I talked to Steve for a long time down at Wodapalooza. Like, to me, that's what this is all about. I just getting together and seeing people and you know, people that I get to see only once or twice a year and being able to throw down with you guys is honestly what I love about this. So hopefully sooner, whether it's at the games or wherever it is, I get to compete with you guys again. So
For sure.
that's all I want to do.
Clint, you don't agree with that, right?
What?
With any
Camaraderie?
of that stuff. You're antisocial. You want to know nobody. You don't want to know what's going on at all.
Listen, I like to see what's going on. I know what's going on. What are you making? Some chamomile tea?
No, it's coconut oil. But all right, guys, you know, maybe we'll do this soon again. I appreciate you guys doing this. And, you know, I hope all you guys, you know, you're in a good spot. Are you guys in a bad situation at all? Curtin, what's it like by you?
Oh yeah, I mean we're right in the weeds here, so
Yeah.
But same thing. Like we've had the shitty weather a couple days, but the second the sun's out, it's like, what the fuck are people doing outside? Like I don't know, you know. But whatever. I keep my distance. Kids are like, well, you know, they're playing outside. I'm like, I don't care what they're doing. You're in here or in the yard, like, you know. But we'll see. Yeah, it's tough to avoid it, but you know, hunker down. Hopefully, it's another month at most. We'll see.
Clint, is it bad by you?
It's not that bad yet.
You think it's
nothing
coming?
like- it's nothing like you guys got in New York, New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's coming everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty by us.
I mean, I see Cuomo on the news every day, so you know it's bad.
It's like freaking like we doubled the cases yesterday or something. We're up to like 7,000.
Yeah,
Jeez.
they should quarantine New York, but they won't.
The problem is this: is all those people, they all screwed. They all left. They took the disease with them.
Quarantine all they want. I mean, I haven't left my house to go to the grocery store, man. So I don't know where. Like Kern said, it's like, where are these people going, man? I mean, either you're staying in or you're not. I don't.
Yeah.
What's up with water? Are the sinks not going to work?
What's that?
Everyone's like stockpiling water. Like the faucet not going to work? I don't know. I mean, should I be?
Yeah,
I
garden
haven't
hose.
stockpiled anything. I have no food in my house. This is my fridge. Look at this. Fucking shameful.
Dude, that's that is
You
awful.
know? It's awful, you know, but I mean, I hope it just, I mean, do you guys think if, you know, you said it before, Mike, if after, if May, like, do you think, I think gyms are going to be the last thing that they allow open, you know?
That's
like,
I think we were the first to close, and then we'll be the last to kind of open.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, so, I mean, if May, they can say, okay, people go back to work. I'm waiting for them to say, but you guys, not yet, you know,
Yeah.
like what's the deal? Are we going to have to put 10 people in a class? I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, can
Yeah,
this next?
it hasn't
Can
really
we-
hit you at all, really. Has it?
No, I mean it has, but nothing like you guys are dealing with. So, but hey, I think our next Zoom should be cooking with Justin.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you making, man?
What you can make with 2 ingredients and Gatorade.
He's making some
broccoli
Gatorade
and rice,
soaked
man.
steak.
That's it. What else? What else do you need?
Oh man.
Yeah, hey, we should do this again, and then you know I can keep you guys posted on what Wisconsin looks like. But
Sounds good, guys. Great seeing everybody.
Yeah.
All right, good
All
guys.
right.
All right,
Later,
bye.
guys.
Peace
All
out.
right.
See ya.
Yeah.
How do I stop this?